Alright, welcome back to another video. So today I'm gonna be showcasing this fire mage build that I made. The reason this build works so well is because of fire and magma working so well together. And there's so many things that make fire and magma work great together. First up, we have the magic interactions. So as you can see on the screen, fire does 25% more damage if the target is melting. And melting occurs when you hit someone with any magma attack. And melting also lasts for 10 seconds, which is actually a really good amount of time. Magma also does 25% more damage if the target is burning, so when any of your fire attacks hit someone, they're gonna be burning for 5 seconds, which isn't too long but it's not too short either. And if you combine these two effects together, you're essentially gonna have a 25% permanent damage bonus on your magic attacks, which is really huge. Like 25% more damage is a lot of damage. Another reason these two magics work so well together is because if we take a look at fire's clashing rates, which is basically like, okay, so let's say two people release a shadow and light moves at each other, and since shadow and light have neutral clashing rates, they're gonna explode on impact. But if shadow had more clashing power against light, then shadow is basically gonna overtake the light move. Anyways, back to fire's clashing rate. So as you can see here, fire's clashing rates against different magics aren't really that good, but magma's clashing rates are like one of the best, if not the best. The only magic this build kinda suffers from is water, of course, cause it has more clashing power against fire and magma, so water is gonna be a decent weakness for this build. And that's pretty much the main reason why this build works so great with these two magics specifically. Mainly the 25% permanent damage bonus. So anyways, this is a gear I'm running, and you can get this from defeating Lady Karina on Ravenna, which is your second to last boss. And the last accessory I'm using is a droppable item you can get from fighting Cernix on the big forest island. And as for enchantments, I don't have any of my gear enchanted because I'm broke. But the enchantments you want are gonna be a surprise actually. It's gonna be the hard enchantment, which gives you 72 defense if your gear is fully leveled up. If you enchant all of your gear with the hard enchantment, you're gonna have 585 defense, including the amulet if you're running this build. And let me explain the reason why you're gonna want to run defense over power enchantments. It's actually pretty simple. Alright, so if we take a look at this spreadsheet right here that I made, you can see how much damage I'm doing with this build with hard enchantments included. And this is not counting the 25% damage buff you get from the magic interactions. You can see that my fire blast does about 280 damage and my magma one does 340 damage. And this build over here is a full power build, and your fire blast is doing 360 damage and your magma blast is doing above 420 damage. And if I were to hit someone who's running a full power build, I would need to use my fire blast 4 times to kill them, whereas they would need to use it 5 times to kill me. The same thing goes for magma, and of course in an actual fight you're always gonna be using different moves and regenerating a bit of HP, but even taking that into account, they will still need one more move to kill you, assuming you're both on the same skill level hitting all your moves. And you also don't want to run too much defense to the point you're sacrificing your power, and this is pretty much why you want to run hard enchantments over power ones for this build. And generally mixing defense with offensive stats is the way to go. And another reason why this gear is so good for this build is because you get bigger attack speed, and magma and fire don't have that much base attack speed, so it's really useful. And the reason why attack speed is actually good isn't entirely because it increases your projectile or move attack speed. It's partially because of cast time. So the less time it takes to cast your spells, the less time your opponent has to hit you, because you're not gonna be in the same, you're not gonna be stuck in the same position. And this is really good for PvP, and it's not bad for PvE either. If I were to run the full power build, then I would lose to my current build, which is a mix of defense and power and attack speed. Alright, so these are the moves I'm running on my fire magic, and this is kinda pointless, so you may not wanna skip this part, but still I'm gonna make this quick. So for the blast, I'm using the spike ball shape because it gives you 10% more damage, but it does reduce your speed by 20%, which isn't that important because I have attack speed on my gear, so yeah. And if I compare this to this shape, which gives 25% more size, you can actually see that the spike ball is actually kinda larger in size, so that's interesting. And I'm not sure if that's intended or not, but Yeah, and for the explosion, I'm running attack size because attack size on an explosion is pretty much necessary because you want as much AoE on your explosion as possible. And this move is just used to apply burn just in case you are another 25% damage bonus for your magic interaction between magma and fire. For my aura, you can use whatever you want. I recommend going for power or distance. You don't need much like attack speed at all because you already have bare attack speed. And for your ult, you can use whatever you want. I recommend going for damage or size. And for magma, it's just your casual stuff besides the fact that I'm running a beam. A beam on magma is actually pretty good to have because a beam is instant and magma does bare damage. And I use this magma move to apply melt just in case I don't know if that 25% damage buff. And I'm not running any snares because snares are so bad, like the range is absolutely garbage. You have to directly aim at the player as well, and it takes ages to do that. And if you miss the move, the end lag on the move is super huge, like you're stuck on the same position like for a long period of time compared to your other moves like blast. So other people can easily hit you while you're doing if you miss your snare. So like I think snare actually needs some kind of buff. Alright, let's get right into the showcase. So I'm gonna showcase this build against Lady Karina. And the gear I'm running is of course the same gear, and I'm also running a shield because running a shield is actually pretty good for PvP and PvE. And of course the aura I'm running is gonna be a power one because I don't really need HP for an NPC. But for PvP you generally want to run HP aura, but like you can also run the power one. And look how much damage this build is gonna do. See, this Thomas has so much damage. This build is too good for like PvE and PvP. She's already at her second phase, like bro, how? So fast. She's gonna die soon anyways. Of course this is an easy boss, like I'm actually gonna showcase this against a hard boss like King Calvus, which is just so oh my god, so stupid. But anyway, this book can still shred him as well. She's already dead, and boom, I also got her drop, but like anyways, yeah, she's already dead. Like that's how much damage this build does. It's actually crazy. Now I'm gonna showcase this build against King Calvus, an actual hard boss. And here we are against King Calvus, the legend himself, the man everyone fears. Let's go showcase this build against him. This is gonna be very hard, but like yeah, let's just see how much damage this does. Boom, he's dead. So as you can see, this build is absolutely amazing for PvE, and I just soloed him right there. And this build does so much damage too, like it's actually crazy. Well, I actually almost did die, but still, I still soloed him, so that's what matters. And that's pretty much it gonna be for this video, because yeah, I already showcased everything. And if you guys enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe, and take care y'all.